Hello everyone. This is the introductory video for the channel called Old Fart Likes Knives. I am Old Fart. I'm a retired senior executive from a variety of roles, still working part-time as a consultant in a professional environment, and I have a guilty pleasure. I like knives. I remember a time recently I was sitting around a senior executive table with a bunch of other senior execs and somebody needed to cut something. So I produced a knife. I think it was this one, a Swiss Army knife cadet. And the thing was cut. Somebody said, "Why do you have a knife with you?" And I said, "Well, it's a useful tool. Wasn't it just useful?" "Oh yeah, okay." That was sort of accepted. And then I added, "I just like knives." Well, there were some uncomfortable looks around the table and somebody mumbled, sort of joking, but not really, "Did you tell them that at your last security clearance briefing?" And there was nervous laughter. So that's why I say a guilty pleasure. So how did this come to be? Well, I have some background interests. I've done woodworking for a long time. I used to do a lot of camping, and I'm also a motorcyclist and do occasional long trips by bike. And I've combined those things, doing motorcycle camping. I've never done motorcycle woodworking. From those interests, I've bought the occasional knife over the years, and I must say at first, not really knowing what I was doing. Of course, I've bought lots of box cutter type knives because one does, and I lose them usually long before the blades are worn out. I don't know how many must be in the same black hole where socks go. And some carving knives for woodworking and other purposes, any kind of specialty knives. And of course a bunch of Swiss Army knives because, one does. That's the one my father gave me. That's one I bought years ago. Newer one that I bought because I like the looks of it. A few years ago I bought a Buck 110 folding knife because I wanted a, quote, better knife for camping and I didn't really know what I was doing. Since then I've come to realize this is quite a beautiful knife, but it's really not what I was looking for. But I bought that. I bought a Mora because it just seemed like such a cool idea that it had a fire steel integrated into the handle. Cool idea, rarely use it. I bought an SE fixed blade knife, which I suspect is a beautiful knife. I bought it in error. I knew that I needed a fixed blade knife for camping. I bought this one, and it's a good knife, but it isn't what I was looking for, primarily because I bought a serrated blade. And I discovered that I don't like serrated blades. Now, I didn't buy a serrated blade on purpose. Rather, I didn't even realize that was one of the options that one chose when buying a knife. So I bought the serrated blade by accident, and I don't like it. Did I mention I like sharpening things? I don't like sharpening serrations. So anyway, the pile grows. Oh yeah, some more Swiss Army knives because, they accumulate. And then all kinds of weird things. I don't even know where I got some of these. There's a knife with a kiwi on the side of it, and what the hell is this? And this is called a losable knife. It's one of the few I haven't lost. This weird little thing I found on the golf course, I think. It's got somebody's initials on it. BRG, if you're out there, I have your knife. So, the pile grew. Well, a few months ago, I couldn't find my Swiss Army knife, and I really like it and I wanted it, and I scoured the house looking for it and eventually came up with it. There it is. But in the process of looking for it, I found all those other knives you've seen there, and I said to myself, oh my God, that's a lot of knives. Is this a collection? Does that make me a collector? Well, I think so. I think I'm a collector because I have things I don't really need, or at least more than I need, and that I get joy from owning and sharpening and handling and admiring. And I find myself watching for chances to acquire more. I drop into sporting goods stores and outdoor stores and flea markets while traveling and find the occasional bargain on eBay. So I gathered together all the knives I could find lying around the house and I sorted them into like and don't like. That's mainly don't likes over there. Cleaned and lubricated and sharpened and organized and acquired a couple more, and I ended up with my collection. So just as an example, and this is not the whole collection, but it's just a few things just to show some trends, knives that I've acquired on purpose and really like. And There's some common threads here, which I'll talk about in a second. Here's some bits of the collection. There's more. And I'll go through each of the things in the collection as separate videos later, just because I enjoy watching other people's knife tour videos so much. But I started noticing some things in common. You know, why these knives and not some others? I've discovered I have a preference. I like smaller, modern folders, especially what are fuzzily called gentleman's knives. There's the classic gentleman's knife. See, I work in an office and I interact with city and suburban people. I like to think that I need a small knife. I think everybody should have one, but I need a knife that is not scary. If you're looking for videos from a mountain man survivalist, you're in the wrong place. I never plan to use a knife to fight off a bear or skin an animal or protect myself from ninjas or survive an apocalypse. I carry a small knife almost all the time and only ever use it to open packages, cut string, cut cardboard, and most important, just a handle to open and close and admire. And I've settled on what I call NTGKs, non-threatening gentleman's knives. Small, elegant looking, no deliberate jagged edges and spiky bits. I'm finding I really like these. I'm comfortable carrying them. And I have the beginnings of a collection that gives me pleasure. There are a couple of exceptions to those preferences in my collection. This is a little large to be a non-threatening gentleman's knife. There are a couple like this that I have just because I like them so much. But generally, NTGKs is what I'm collecting, and I'll be very pleased to show you a few over the next few videos. I do enjoy looking at other collectors' videos of their knives, so I thought I'd share some. So stand by, especially any other old farts out there who share this guilty pleasure. And over the next while, I'll give a bit of a tour of some of the knives in my collection. Thanks for watching.